Get your bubble wrap and a flat rate box. Wrap with packing tape just to send it off for a tuber trade. Do 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 tuber trade. Do 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 super duper tuber trade.
Hello YouTube, Retro Rewinder here again. This is going to be another tuber trade video, and I am pretty excited about this one. I've got a lot of really good stuff here. By far the most epic trade I've ever done on YouTube. And yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore about it. I'm going to jump right into it. The first part of this video is a smaller trade that I did with Vampyre Mike from Sega CD Universe. .com, which he's not putting on the .com anymore, but yeah. Anyway, so I sent him something that he posted on Thanksgiving, so it's been up for quite a while now, and I basically went and bought a bunch of boxes for my game systems not too long ago for $5 a piece, and when I got them all home, I didn't have room for them, and one of them was a Sega CD box, and like I said, he's Mike from Sega CD Universe, and he did not have one, so I sent that to him in a trade. And he sent me what I'm about ready to show you. And here's the note. Dear Trevor, first and foremost, I love that your last name is a plural first name, which my last name is David's. I don't care if anybody knows that. So anyway, secondly, thank you very much for the Sega CD box. If there's anything I love more than Sega CD, it's box. Keep up the great content and crotch shots. Didn't have a crotch shot for you this time, but I'm planning on bringing one back for you. So there's his note. And he had a couple Sega Genesis games in the box that I wanted. The first being Back to the Future Part 3. No manual, but yeah. And I think this one does have the manual. Yes, which is Tailspin. Just a couple of things that I was interested in. I didn't really want the Sega CD box, so I didn't have the room for it, and I knew he would really appreciate it. So, and he paid me a little bit for shipping and stuff too. So thank you, Mike, for that trade. And I'm sorry it's just taking me now to get the video up. I was waiting for some other trade stuff to come in to film a larger video. So this second part is where it gets kind of crazy. I did a trade with Goodwill Hunter, and it was actually two trades but kind of merged into one. I sent him a big package where he sent me the first part before we had it all worked out. Anyway, he sent me two boxes, so he's got two notes. I only sent him one. So I'll read them in the order they came, and then I'll just read them both and then do all the stuff. So his note starts with, eat after reading, which I don't really plan on eating this, but it does look pretty tasty. Trevor, well, we finally made this trade happen, and I couldn't be more happy with the outcome. I hate to see my NES collection get reduced to a mere 20 or so, but I know you will enjoy them and give them a proper home. I find it funny how you and Jason pick completely different games. So anyway, thanks for the new system. So there's a little teaser on what he's getting. Goodwill Hunter. P.S. Blue pens below that he wrote in black ink and did the whole note in blue ink. And then he did a picture. Remember Trolls? What about the Stone Protectors cartoon? I honestly don't know about the Stone Protectors cartoon, but yeah, pretty cool note. On to a second note. Trevor, here's the second installment of our epic trade package. Sorry I forgot about a couple of them, but there were a lot of trades going on at the moment. I threw some extras in as your package to me must have cost about $30, so enclosed is what I believe to be $30 worth of value. I'll let you know when more of my hoard is for sale/trade, but for now I'm going to replenish and enjoy the new system. Goodwill Hunter. So yeah, the package I sent him was gigantic, so I really appreciate you for putting the extras in on this one. The second package, you really didn't have to do that. And the system I actually sent him, when I tested it here, it seemed to work just fine, and through the shipping process it decided not to work, but he was able to take it into his work and get that fixed. So I've told you this like, I don't know, 10 times already, but I am so thankful that you were able to fix it, and I've already talked to you about it, but I've got some extra stuff coming your way. So, my chair's a little squeaky. Move some of this stuff over. I'm going to jump right into this. The very first thing that I noticed when he did a room tour, I saw a game on his shelf that I was pretty interested in. It's a game that I have a lot of fond memories of when I first started playing the Sega Genesis and collecting for it. this game, Mutant League Football. He was doing a tour, and I noticed it in his game room, and I asked him if it was something that he would part with, and he said it was. So this is kind of the thing that first started our trade process. So Mutant League Football, which if you guys have never played this, I've heard the Mutant League Hockey is even better, but I've never played that one. It's basically a game where you play football as mutants, but you can like kill the refs, you can throw people off the planets, you play in space and stuff. There's blood and gore and fire all over. It's a really fun game though, and there's like a lot of funny penalties like booger picking and farting and stuff like that. And the other Sega Genesis game that we did was Streets of Rage 3. I had the first two, but didn't have this one. It was good to get it in the box. No manual, but I'm not a big worrier about that. Okay, on to some of the Nintendo games. I'm going to save all the best stuff for last, so I'm going to kind of go through this stuff first. Street Fighter 2010, Wild Gunman, Wizardry, the Master Series, King of Kings, which is probably the best game I got in this whole trade, Friday the 13th, another contender for best game, Bible Adventures, The Little Mermaid, which Aaron from Retro Liberty just did a review on that, and it looks pretty fun. So I've been kind of wanting that. I saw somebody else talking about it. Gumshoe. I think this was an extra. 8 Eyes. Freedom Force. One of my favorite cartoons as a kid.
Yes! Let our powers combine! Fire! Wind! Heart!
Your powers combined. I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet and the Planeteers. I don't know why, but I love that commercial. Or not commercial, that show. And Rygar with the manual. So that was kind of the more common stuff that I got in the trade. And the second part is definitely where the epic part of this whole trade comes into play. He actually, the first two things I'm going to show you are kind of the extras that he said that he threw in because of the weight of the package. And the first being Wario Woods. And it's like a puzzle game. Not sure if the manual is in there. I'm not going to pull it out. I don't remember if it was or not. It feels a little light, so I don't think it is. And Ultima, Quest of the Avatar. I've never played this game, but when I first started collecting for the Nintendo back in like 2006, Ultima was one of the very first games. I actually bought it off of a friend, and I loved it. It was Ultima Exodus. So I'm really happy to get that one, especially boxed. And then a couple boxes that he had that I already had the games for, but I wanted, was the original Contra. He didn't have a manual for that one, but he did have a manual for this, which was called Contra 3: The Alien Wars. So now I have this one boxed complete, so it'll look good up on my shelf that I feature in some of my videos. Okay, and the last 4 games here are so awesome. I'm so happy to have all these games in my collection. The first is the game that he forgot to send in the first package, which is why he had to send a second one. And I did some trades in the second one. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but he forgot to put this game in the first one, which was Shatterhand. I've heard somewhat good things about this game. I've heard it's pretty fun to upgrade your fists and whatever. So I haven't actually played this one yet, but I look forward to playing that one. A Super Nintendo game that is really cool to have. I've heard so many good things about this. The music is really good too, because the last video that I put out, where I actually showed myself, not a drive time video, I added video game music, and this is kind of one of the teasers of the games that I had, which was Ninja Warriors. No one seemed to guess on that video. I guess no one liked that game. TJ, Merry Guy Gamer, is always doing little fun games in his videos, and I thought I'd try one. I think one person guessed, which was Goodwill Hunter, and he knew the games that I got. So moving on to the last 3, which were Nintendo games. I've played all of these. They're all really fun, but the one I'm going to save for last is the one that I think is definitely the best out of all of them. The first one that he sent was Bucky O'Hare. Another Konami game to get, which is good because this one's It's not super rare, but it's a little more pricey than some of the other ones. To me, this game felt a little slow, a little lofty. It's fun, but it's definitely not my favorite out of the three. But like I said, it just felt a little lofty. This game actually, it's fun, but it was a little slower paced than I thought too. And it's Metal Storm. But it's got a really cool aspect where you can like go up onto the ceiling and back down to the floor and zero gravity type stuff. The puzzles, not puzzles, but like traversing through some of the levels can be kind of tricky too. It's kind of a hard game. Okay, the third game that I'm definitely the most excited to get, probably the priciest out of all of them too, and in my opinion the most funnest out of all of them that I got. Gargoyle's Quest 2. This game is awesome. It is like a mix between like an action adventure game, like Zelda, where you have to travel a world map, and then a mix of a platformer. But it's so much fun. You get upgrades, and there's a pretty good storyline. The thing that's awesome about this is that you get to explore the world without having stupid randomized battles. You don't have to grind. That's one of the things that I'm not a big fan about RPGs. I love exploring, but I hate the random battle systems. I hate it. So there are none of this in this game, but you do explore, but then you go into platformer based levels. Really fun. The music in it's really good, and yeah, one of the pricier games. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty epic trade. I got a lot of great stuff. He hasn't posted his video in the time of filming this, but I just filmed a 150 subscriber contest. So if you haven't watched that yet, I posted that already. Go check that out. And I'm not going to tell you any of the stuff I traded him. You'll just have to go to his channel. Check out both guys. Check out, I almost said Retro Mike. That's first part of my name. Vampyre Mike and Goodwill Hunter. Check both those guys out because they're awesome YouTubers. This has been Retro Rewinder. Thanks.